Hello, hello to anyone who is here. I see Sean in the chat. I don't know if Sean's still here, but hello to anyone who is here. I am just setting up this canvas here, which I've already done. I've made the background color a nice neutral gray. And if anybody pops up and has any suggestions for animal hybrids, I'd love to hear them. I guess I'll just brainstorm a few for if and when people pop in. And if they don't, I will work on caterpillar cakes for another hour, like I did last week. We'll see how it goes. So my idea was, I think I would do like some kind of bug, some kind of bird, some kind of mammal. And then I was thinking maybe a hybrid of like animals and food, like caterpillar cakes. So I could do, you know, a cake for one hybrid. I could do, what would be a fun food or object? I don't know, maybe a toy version. That's not really a hybrid though. It's not like a toy version of a bird isn't like a hybrid of anything. Let's see. Let me think. Maybe I'll just stick with food animal hybrids, because I've done that owl like brownie sundae one, which is really cute. So maybe we'll do cake, ice cream, and then what's like a fun like savory food, because all the desserts are really fun, like cakes, ice cream, cupcakes, and stuff like that. Cookies. Could do, I don't know. We'll stick with cake and ice cream for right now. And let me think of some ideas for bugs, birds, and mammals that we could do. That would be cute. Or weird and interesting. I think a possum would be cute. I think, let me do like 2 for each. And then if anybody pops up with better ideas, maybe I'll replace them. But I'm just talking to myself until and if anybody shows up. Let me think. Birds. I think maybe ostrich would be kind of fun and interesting. For bugs, cake. I think ladybug would be cute. Hello, how are you doing? Long time no see. Hope you've been well. I know, been ages. I was in the United Kingdom for a month. I did get your email, I just never responded to it. The cat cartoon or whatever you sent me. That was forever ago now, but I did watch it. It was cute. I just forgot to respond to your email because I'm bad about that. But let me think. Bug, bird, mammal. I could do a reptile too, but let me just stick with what I got. Maybe dragonfly would be cute. Like a dragonfly cake? Or sundae or something? Full-time, actually? Oh, your work went to full-time from part-time? I mean, that's good news. It's like, I mean, it's good news and it's bad news, right? You're busy, but you're hopefully making decent money. So that's cool. Let me think. Bird. Penguin. Penguin ice cream seems like kind of like simple. Maybe that's a good warm-up idea. Penguin ice cream would be cute. And then for mammals, maybe armadillo. These are my ideas to start. So maybe penguin ice cream. That's like a good warm-up idea, I think. So let's start with penguin ice cream. Now, what kind of penguin? And what kind of ice cream? I could do, what are those little ones? I think it's Galapagos penguins that live in like warm climates, and it could be like semi-melted ice cream. That would be kind of fun. What are the small penguins that live in warm climate? I spelled every word of that wrong with my fingernails, but Galapagos penguins. Galapagos penguin. Money's good, but dang. Yeah, squirrel it away and then give yourself a nice vacation if you're able to. When you've, like, reached a point where you've had too much. Take a break. I have no idea what I just dropped. Oh, it was a metal straw. LOL. I'll clean it up later. Galapagos penguin, and they're black and white like you would think a penguin would be, but they do have little speckles on them, especially the babies. So maybe a baby one that's like cookies and cream. Ice cream. I think that'd be kind of cute. The juvenile. Galapagos penguin juvenile. Show me the little ones that have little spots on them. Oh, he's so cute. Don't tell me. I can't be spending money on anything for the rest of this year, so I'm not coming or going anywhere. Anywhere I go will just be probably to visit family in Michigan because it's cheap. Let's see the bean. I done blew through all my money on my UK adventure. Squirreling away more for next year's adventure. Hopefully also to the UK, but also Iceland. We will see how that goes. I just want to find a good picture to put up on the screen because I'm trying to get better at streaming and actually putting visuals on the screen. Oh, these two that are like smooching each other with the spots are cute. Let's just like, I just want one really good visual on this guy. That's such a blurry picture, but I like the shape of his wing. Alright, these two will have to do. They're kind of blurry, but like, they give the idea. Like, you get the shape. I kind of like that you can't see his eye. It's, like, covered with the little fuzz. His, like, oh, his eyes are closed and they're squinted, and it's, like, the little feathery bits are, like, hiding his eye a little bit. So, okay. Import image. Let me find on the old desktop. Let's do this. And then, oh, didn't want to make a new scene. We don't need that. Image. Where's the other one? Okay, this one. They're pretty similar pictures, but I like the shape of the wing on the first one, and I like you can see the spots and how dense this guy is. He just looks like a big, dense, heavy bird, even though it's just a baby. And they're not even that big as far as penguins go, but he just looks like he weighs about 100 pounds. Just solid. Solid, massive bird. I like the little speckles on him, and I'm thinking ice cream sundae, like sitting in a little bowl or something. I don't know, let me just get sketching and see what happens. So I had that, let me go look at the owl real quick that I did. He was in a bowl too. I don't know why I like that so much of just like cute bird with ice cream sitting in bowl. I don't know. My brain just goes there and likes it. So let me not do a bowl because I've already done that. I guess I could do a series of them. Let me think. He could be in an ice cream cone. He could be in a big waffle cone with his big dense penguin body sticking out. Or it could be one of those, like, because he's a baby, it could be like the baby cones. I think that's cuter, because I don't like how long and tall the cone is. I want there to be more penguin than cone. So he can just be a chubby little baby. And then it gives me an opportunity to do something cute on the little, like, wrapping paper that goes around on the cone, you know? I could do something cute on there, too. Maybe a little cartoon penguin, like a mascot penguin holding an ice cream. A little meta to have a penguin inside an ice cream cone. Maybe it's like it almost feels like a baby photo shoot, like where they have babies pose in like pots of pasta and stuff. Baby cones. I don't know what like the little sugar cones. I don't know what you call them, wafer cones. But they're just like small. They're like stout and they have little papers around them. Oh yeah, or the little cups. It could be a little cup with little polka dots on it. That's a cute idea too. I think I'm going to stick with the cone for now because I like the idea of just this dense penguin body like taking up the entirety of the cone. I think I'll make him even more stout than he actually is too. Let me pull up the ref full size on my end so I can see better. I like how squished his head is to his body. Like, no neck is visible. He is a necklace little guy. Whoops. Let me bring that back up. I gotta fix my screen real estate situation. Get more penguin visible without losing sight of the OBS. Okay. Or the chat. Very, very crucial. Screen management. And fun development with me this week is I finally took the time to prime a few very small canvases because I want to get started on abstract painting because it's something that I've wanted to do since my UK trip for whatever reason. Just every time I went to a museum, I'd stop and I'd gawk at abstracts, and I've always liked abstract painting. So I kind of want to try it. I'll probably be pretty bad at it for a while, but like that's how it goes, learning to do anything. You're bad at it for a while and then you're good at it or better at it. So I haven't painted like on a canvas. This is a very messy one. I did a very bad job priming this, so I'm gonna like do another coat, but there's one. I got 4 8x10s. I like how thick the gesso is on them though, because I like textures and all that. But I gotta fix the sides of it. I got 4 of those cooking, basically dry. So that'll be my weekend. I kind of want to do, because I got 4 of them, and I went to 4 cities in the UK. I went to London, Liverpool, Glasgow, and Edinburgh. And I kind of want to do one that represents the feeling I had being in each of those places. Maybe with the same color scheme, maybe not. I haven't come to that yet. I don't want to plan too much. I kind of just want to do, because I overthink and plan everything I do in my life and my art. And make sure it's nice and clean and all that stuff. And I think this is like the antithesis of that, which is why it's appealing to me a lot. So I don't want to overthink it. I'll just make some stuff and see what happens. Worst case, it didn't cost that much to get the canvases. I can just throw them out or keep painting over them until I get something I like. The joy of acrylic. Just wait 30 minutes for it to dry and then just do a new layer. Scrape some stuff off. Try again. It's not going to break the bank to keep trying. Alright, I really like the shape of the wing on that one ref where it's like, I want the cookies and cream spots visible, but I also really like the shape of this fat little wing. I'm going to make it extra stumpy because I always do. Maybe a little bit of a straighter edge there, but still very curvy and stumpy. A clothing store usually got tons of them. What, canvases? There is a Blick art supply store downtown, but they're not closing, they're in business. I ended up just getting a bunch of stuff off Amazon because it was slightly cheaper than going to the actual art store. But acrylics in general aren't really that expensive, even the nicer ones. I did get like the artist grade ones instead of like the super cheap acrylics. Because they are just nicer to work with. Better texture and all that. I didn't get any of the slow dry medium because I like how fast acrylic dries. And I probably should learn how to work with slower drying paints because I want to work up to maybe working with oils. Because I've only done that a little bit in college. Oh, I like how tiny I made the eye actually. It's just this little dot. Oh! Maybe too small, but I don't know why that tickled me, that his eye was so small. Alright, maybe like that? I don't know. Oh. Why is that delighting me? Ruby's dropped a crap ton of those. I'm sure I can find, if I really scrounge to the like local Facebook like free stuff pages, there's always somebody giving away like hunks of wood and like paint brushes that they used for their house painting and stuff. So I'm sure I could get some actually free art supplies too if I wanted to take the time to do it, but I have a decent amount of stuff to start with now. I have basic brush sets and canvases and gesso and paint and stuff, so I'm good to get started on it anyway. Look at this. I like his little tiny eye. How small can I go? Oh, I like it better without the little eyebrow. He's just blankly staring and happy. Like the beak should be smaller or something. There's something with the proportions that's throwing me. Maybe a little bit higher up. A little more smiley, like as if his cheek is here. Yeah. And then fluffier where his like double chin kind of thing would be. Because he has a necklace. And he's dense. Ooh, I like him already. I like his little neck roll. There's only a really subtle neck, like back roll on the photo, but I like emphasizing that because it's cute. It's like a little pug. There we go. And I'm thinking the basic color scheme I want to use across all the abstracts is like some kind of deep greenish blue. That's a color I kept seeing a lot, especially in Glasgow for the buildings and stuff, and with gold accents. So like deep green, blue, and gold, and like grayish tones for the rain and stuff, and then pops of red. I think that's gonna be like the vibe, but I mean, we'll see. We'll experiment. It could end up being bright yellow and purple or something, who knows. But I have ideas swirling around in my head, and I might never post them at all. They might be terrible and I just never post them or talk about them. But I hope not. We'll see. But it'll be fun to try something new. Something that's like the opposite of everything I do. Very like, you know, planned out with a sketch and clean, tidy lines and all that stuff. It'll be fun to do something that's not that. I'm adding extra bits of quote-unquote cookie in here and his fluff. And then maybe want to do a scoop of cookies and cream melting on his head too, to really get into the cookies and cream theme. We'll see. I don't want it to be too tall, but I kind of feel like it needs more cookies and creamness. And there's not really a way to put any under him, so it's got to go on his head. A couple sprinkles of cookies and cream. And then what can I do to elongate or widen it? Not elongate. Let me think. I could have a regular cone of cookies and cream next to him, or an even smaller penguin next to him, and not just have one. Or maybe have a mama and baby. Like I have this, and then let me take a look. Let me see. What do adult Galapagos penguins, like I know they're black and white, but let me see if I get an idea for what other type of ice cream flavor they could be. I mean, they still have little spots on their chest too. I guess it could be cookies and cream with like a chocolate fudge syrup. Could do that. Do like a mama baby. And then the mama could be in one of the cups instead of a cone. And the baby's just in the little cone. That could be fun. Do a little 2-for-1. Let me get a good... I just want like a clear shot of one. That's a decent picture, but I need one of the face that's a little bit clearer. That's a good picture of the body, though. This one's not bad, actually. That's a pretty good picture. Alright, we'll use that. And there's like a little bit of pink on the face, too. Maybe a little strawberry moment. Alright, let's go into OBS and let's put that one on screen. We'll move these guys over here. That's baby. I always forget I have a little bit more space on the left because of the little bar thing. Alright, we'll move baby over here and then we'll put mom underneath. Alright, image. Let's do, where'd mom go? Right here, perfect. Perfecto. Here we go. There's mom. Okay. This little guy is so cute. And they're not even that much different in size. Maybe he's got a little extra height on him because he's like, maybe his feet are like here. So he's got a little bit extra height on him. So mom can be in a cup. And slightly further back and slightly taller. You know? Let me pull up that reference on my end. Full size. Here we go. And if we don't like mom, I guess we can eliminate her. Let's do her on a new layer, just in case we're like, nah. It's better with just the little guy. Are their beaks like different when they're little? I feel like the baby's one is like more pointed than the mom's. But I'm also looking at very low res pictures. No, I do have to round out the beak a little bit. It's like not that pointy. Let me go fix baby's beak real quick. I think that'll make him look a little more babyish anyway. The top and bottom part of the beak are the same length, it looks like, and kind of rounded at the end. That's a little bit cuter anyway. And just a little smile at the end. Hello, how you doing? How are we doing this fabulous Friday? I'm great, how are you? Just started doing this penguin ice cream hybrid. Because I think everybody was tired of the caterpillar cakes because nobody turned up last week. But I also didn't advertise my stream because I never do. And it was a Saturday, so people were probably busy doing literally anything else. And it was also just drawing the same caterpillar cakes I've been drawing for like 3 weeks now. So thought I'd switch it up and go back to animal hybrids. You look nice. Thank you. I put 0 effort into my appearance today, so I appreciate that. I was like, I don't feel like doing makeup today, so I'm just not gonna. So the red you see right here, this shows up so much worse on OBS for some reason. It really, the contrast is crazy. This is just rosacea. So that's just how I look. The hair turned out okay today though, so I think that saves it. Good, you've been doing well this weekend? And then we'll give Mom a tiny eye too. But maybe we'll have her, we want her paying attention to, either she could be up like she's really proud of her baby, or maybe like this, like she's like nestling her little cookies and cream baby. Well, then she's getting her beak all messy though. Maybe, let me think. No, maybe just up and happy and proud. I could even make her eye all closed. Like she's just happy to be with her little baby. I view this more as like a weird mother-baby photo shoot than like them actually being edible. If you weren't here for what I mentioned, like, you know, those baby photo shoots where it's a baby in like a pot of spaghetti or whatever. Like that's kind of how I feel with this. What kind of penguin is this? This is a Galapagos penguin. I thought, my first thought was I thought it would be kind of cute to have them like kind of melty or have more melted ice cream because they're like the warm climate penguins. That's okay. It's okay if you didn't show up last week. My own family didn't show up last week, so it's fine. It was cool. I finished the Slinky caterpillar cake, and then I said I was going to work on the other ones off stream, and then I didn't. Surprise, surprise. But I did finish Slinky. Let me show you guys that. It looks like I have a whole army of Slinkies, but these 4 at the top were supposed to be the other cakes, and just have that as reference, but I'll get to that. But anyway, here's Slinky, for anyone who wanted to see old Slinky in his box and out of his box. I think he turned out pretty well. Let me make sure that's visible on OBS on your guys' end. Yeah, there's old Slinky. I'll finish the other ones some other time. I'm not sure when, but maybe on a stream where I have no idea what to do, I'll finish them. Or off stream, I don't know, but I'm on a kick where I want to really get into abstract painting this weekend while I have a lull in, like, I only have a couple little client things to do this weekend and then I'm done, so. Me time. We'll do like an ice cream cup for mom. Then some kind of cute pattern. I think maybe polka dots. Like, they always go in and out of fashion, polka dots. But I feel like ditzy, uneven polka dots are kind of in right now again. Which I prefer to like the evenly spaced polka dots, I think. Or maybe I hallucinated that. But I noticed that a lot in the UK is there was a lot of dresses and shirts and blouses and things that had like kind of a ditzy, uneven polka dot pattern, and I think that matches the cookies and cream kind of thing anyway. Which we'll do a rough edge of black here, and then there's like this tuft where it's white but it has spots, so we'll do more of the cookies and cream here on the neck. And there's also a little spot like right here. Maybe I'll just have this all connect. Let's see. More action poses. Nah, I mean, I like doing my cute cartoons. You're playing Dark Souls Remastered while listening to you. Cool. Hope you're having fun. Hello, how you doing? Hello. Let me do, I think, how am I gonna do this shape here? Maybe like this? Yeah, I'll just make this all one shape because I think it's going to look a little bit better. And maybe I'll have it form a mask around the eye even though it doesn't really. No, I don't like that. We'll just have it fade, like it'll fade from white to black right here so it'll be softer. I think that'll look better. And then this is mostly solid white, maybe a little texture of the shape, and then a few cookies and cream spots here. It sounds like they're stuck in the 60s. Everything comes back around. Hello, sunshine. Hello! How are you? So we're doing a mom and baby Galapagos penguin ice cream. And I do like how the mom is looking so far, so I'm going to merge these sketch layers. And then I'll also do... Maybe I'll just use some whipped cream on her to make her a little bit different. Maybe she ate all the ice cream already. And I was saying to anyone who's just popped in, I kind of view this as like a mom and baby photo shoot more than like them being actually edible. That would be kind of cute. I don't want to put a spoon here because then it looks like it's like going up the penguin's butt or something. So I'm gonna leave it just a cup. We're not gonna put the spoon in the cup. I think that's a little much. We don't need that. Mom and baby, they can be cute action poses, different moves and techniques of dancing. Maybe. If it comes up, if I'm doing a character where they're dancing or jumping or something, maybe it would be worth doing, but if it happens, it happens. Let's see. And I think I'll keep it monochromatic, like a dark brown that's almost black, and then chocolate chips, and then maybe for an accent color, maybe just a little bit of pink, because I can do like a little blush on the cheek here. I can do like a baby pink wrap on the ice cream. I can do like baby pink polka dots on the white, like ice cream cup, or vice versa, white dots on baby pink. I can do, because on the photo of the mom, there's like a little chunk of pink on the beak, which I don't think I would shape the way it is in the photo, but maybe fade from like baby pink to white on the bottom here, and then the top one is like black and merges with the head. I'll give her one little eyelash, just because. Good morning, sunshine. There it says hello. And then maybe I do a cherry on top, just so I have another excuse to bring pink in. It'll be a pink cherry, but that's okay. It's a limited color palette. Or maybe I do sprinkles. Okay, I'll do baby pink sprinkles. I'll do a couple. On the ice cream, a couple on the whipped cream. So I think like a dark brown that looks black, baby pink and white. I think that's going to be the color scheme. I want to keep this simple, actually, this wrap. What design should I do, maybe? There's squiggly dots, and then maybe, or there's dots, maybe I should do squiggles, like something like that. Something real simple. And have that be white and baby pink also. I think that'll work. And then the cone color can be like a mix of the brown and baby pink to keep to that color palette. So let's actually find the right baby pink for the background color. I think that'll look cute. Or maybe like this, because we want something that white can show up on. Like that, I think is good. Let's see how white looks on that. I can hide the layer that says penguin ice cream. I think we can see what it is. How does white look? And is it high enough contrast on your guys' end? Because I notice on OBS, you guys get a slightly less saturated, less bright version of what I see on my end. I think it's because of the iPad colors. I get like a slightly higher range of colors on the iPad directly than you guys do on OBS. So I might make that pink even a little bit darker. Yeah, I'm gonna make that pink a little bit darker. Like that. Like a nice warm creamy pink. Cute. Okay, I think that works. That was a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yeah, I've seen that, the one with Johnny Depp. Good morning, Starshine. The Earth says hello. I had that movie on DVD as a kid. I think I saw it in theaters, actually. Forever and ever ago. The Tim Burton one. Let's get these flat shapes in here. And then bring them to life with some texture. I think I want to try more limited color palettes, because I think it'll help me for preparing to actually paint over this weekend. I've been watching a lot of videos of people doing abstract paintings, and I feel like they're more cohesive and successful when they limit themselves to like 2 to 3 colors max. I think that tends to end up looking a lot better. So I'm excited to try that out and see how it goes. I haven't like painted with a brush in so long. It felt good to put the primer on the canvases though. I haven't done that since college. But I will say, I highly prefer painting on wood and prepping like birchwood panels to the whole process of like stretching canvas and stapling and all this. Like, no. I'm way too lazy to make my own canvases. And the pre-made ones that you can buy are like, they're for crafts. They're not for like real painting, you know? They're for like arts and crafts and like sip and paint nights. Which, like, nothing wrong with that, but I want to make like paintings, you know? So you need like a real canvas. So the birchwood's a good in-between, I think, for like practicing, but also still being like a good archival quality painting surface. I hated it. That was my least favorite part of doing art in high school, is like building the canvases. I would have the other kids help me like build them all the time because I could never get the canvas stretched tight enough. I'm not strong enough to pull it to get it really taut. So when I would do it, my canvases always had too much give when I'd paint, and it would drive me absolutely crazy. They ask you to do like 3 or 4 layers of gesso and sand between each of them to make it smooth. I'm like, this is too much. And I like the texture of the gesso, the primer anyway. So it just always felt like a waste to like sand and do all these layers, just unnecessary. And it was teaching the proper way to do it and all that. So like it's valuable, but man, I hated doing it. Like, I signed up to paint. I didn't sign up for like carpentry. I hated building the canvases so much. Mine always turned out so bad. I always had to have somebody help me staple the canvas. Always. This underneath this? Okay, good. I guess I'll do the wing on its own layer on top. Clean this up a bit. This isn't gonna stay pink, I'm just using any old color as I always do, and change it later. Okay, pick another color. Let's do, I can do a clipping mask for this like rim around the cup. Or no, I actually did it here, whatever, forget it. I'll do the rim as its own layer, and then I'll do the cup underneath as its own. I think I'll do the baby on top of that, so I don't need to clean that up, but I will have to clean up this left edge. There we go. And then I feel like it's sticking out a little too far on this end, so let's tighten that up a bit. Why am I, oh, it's using the one that has like the auto smoothing. It was kind of like rubber banding on me. There we go, that's better. There we go. Beautiful. And then I'm taking myself tomorrow on a date to go see, I had never heard of it in my life until yesterday. I was on a walk and the local theater, it said Sheep Detective or Sheep Detectives. And I'm like, what is that? Never heard of it in my life. And then I kept seeing like tweets pop up where everybody said like, it's an amazing movie. It's got like the same like kind of heart and comedy as like Paddington, which I like Paddington. It's a good movie. But it's also like really emotional and like surprisingly one of the best movies they've seen all year. And I'm like, okay, don't tell me anymore. Don't tell me anything else about this movie. I'm gonna go check it out. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow. In addition to painting a bit. So I hope it's good. All I know is that it's based on a book and that Hugh Jackman's in it, and they're sheep. So I don't want to know anything else about it. So if anybody's seen it by any chance, no spoilers, please. But everybody online that I've seen that's seen it says it's really, really good. And I haven't gone to the theater in a minute. And I haven't gone to the theater to see anything that I actually thought would be any good in a while. So, like, I've gone for the 4D gimmick of, like, seeing the new Avatar movie at the 4D theater and, like, the Wicked sequel, which wasn't nearly as good as the first Wicked. Is there a play called Sheep Detective? I don't know about a play. I know the movie is based on a book, but I have, like, near me, there's, like, one of these, like, smaller indie movie theaters that shows, like, maybe 2 new releases at max. And I walk by it all the time, and they're never showing anything I'm interested in, but the title caught my attention, Sheep Detective. I'm like, oh, I never heard of that. And then, I kept seeing posts about it when I walked to that neighborhood to go get a piece of pizza yesterday, because there's a place that does really good vegan slices, and I just wanted one. And while I was sitting waiting for my pizza to come out of the oven, because it was fresh, I saw posts about Sheep Detective and people saying it was really good. Thumbs up, people, I'm the first. Thank you for the thumbs up. Appreciated. I think I'll leave that little, I'll make it white and then I can paint over it with a texture later. That little chunk on the chest I think could be like a fun texture maybe. Because it's like there's a break in the sections of white. Like the top section is more spotty and then the bottom is more solid white. And then in between is like this arch, whatever. Or, more fun, I could carve out of it. So let's carve out of it a bit. Erase. Just do, maybe I'll make it a little more feathery texture. It's not quite feathers though, is it? It's like a wiggly, wobbly, blobby kind of shape, if I'm looking at it. Like that. And then it kind of goes a little higher up here. Like so. There we go. Thanks for the thumbs. I think I was just talking to my cousin on Facebook about, it was, I think my cousin Shelly had posted some joke about, like, the thumbs up coming across as, like, passive-aggressive, especially from, like, older relatives when they send you in a message. You spill your heart out to your mom or whoever about your day, and it's been so awful, and you just get hit with a thumb. And it irritated me so much that on Facebook you can change the thumbs up, which is like the default emote you can send in a Facebook chat. I ended up changing it with my mom's conversation to the hang loose emoji, which I'm missing a nail in the thumb, sorry, but I changed it to the hang loose because I thought it was funny. And I was right. I think since then it's changed to like just a sparkle emoji, which is also pretty cute. But I had it with the thumb. It's so passive aggressive. I don't think a lot of people realize it comes across that way. It's like, you know, you're having a bad day, you're venting. It's just like, okay, cool story. That's how it feels to get the thumb. It's like, thanks, cool. You know? But the hang loose is an improvement, I think. Hang loose? There was other funny ideas. It was my sister in the chat. We brainstormed. It's like there's a foot emoji. There's like a prosthetic leg emoji. There's all kinds of different hand emojis that are way funnier than the thumbs up. She does the hand signal. She goes, it suits her. Like, chill, hang loose. It's funny. My cousin had said something on Facebook, like, because her mom will send her the thumbs up. She wants to tell her where to stick the thumb. Like, don't send me that. There's the leg. Find emojis rude or it depends on the, yeah, if you know the person, you know what they're like or whatever, but in the context of the conversation, it was always like, you know, really trying to pour my heart out over text, and then I'm just hit with the thumbs up, which is very, like, cool story, you know? That's how it feels to get the thumb. Like, cool. Also, like, older people don't realize that trailing off a sentence with the ... at the end, the ellipsis, it comes across as very ominous when I read that. I don't think that's the intent. It's just them trailing off their trail of thought without a hard stop. But, it comes across as, like, ominous. Like, suspenseful. It's like, what are you hiding? I don't know why it's funny to me. Like, I say LOL a lot, but I know the younger kids don't really use LOL as much, I feel like. I don't know. Things change with communication. Just a random cat emoji. Yeah, she changed ours to, the Wicked one. The Wicked movie one, so it's just the sparkle emoji. She kept changing them, so I kept getting notifications, like, has changed the theme to cat, has changed the theme to flowers, or what, you know, whatever. It was like 3 or 4 different ones before she settled on the Wicked one. I think because we watched Wicked together. Okay. Stopping at McDonald's. Yeah, stopping at McDonald's. Woo! Oh, with the ellipses, yeah. Stopping at McDonald's, ... Or what do you want from McDonald's, ... What do you mean? It's just funny. She's a funny lady. I'm just kind of mindlessly doing these shapes now. Just yapping and doing the flat shapes. If there's any mistakes, I'll clean them up later. Also, please clap. I finally finished one of the 3 self-published book projects I had on my table. It took forever. It was on my agenda since before I was in the United Kingdom, and I finally finished it. Huge weight off my shoulders. LOL is punctuation, she's older. It's, for me, it's, yeah, it's interesting. It's like, it doesn't even mean LOL. Like, it's just like sentence filler. But I notice the way I speak changes from person to person. Like, some friends I'll use LOL all lowercase. Some I'll use LOL lowercase, but all caps to indicate that I'm actually laughing. Some friends I'll use LMAO to indicate that I'm actually laughing, with a bunch of O's if it's really funny. Like, and it just changes person to person. When I'm first getting to know someone, it's usually just haha, or ha ha ha, or exclamation points or something. And then slowly it morphs and gets more LOL, LMAO kind of thing. Or I'll just mimic how they say stuff. Like, My mom says LOL, and the more OLs there are, the funnier it is. So I'd do that with her. Just mirroring. You don't go to that many movies, you're more likely to go to plays or ballets. I haven't been to a play in a minute. What's the last one I went to? I went to one in Glasgow, actually, that was pretty fun. There was like a local musical they did. It was for a play, a pie, and a pint, where it's exactly what it sounds like. You get a pie, or in my case, the vegan alternative was a vegan sausage roll, which was very good. You get a pint of whatever beer you like, or they have non-alcoholic alternatives for people that don't drink, and then you get a ticket for the play. And it was only like 10 quid or something, which is like 15 bucks. Pretty good value. And it was a good show, too. It was interesting because it was a musical set in Glasgow in Scotland, but one of the characters was an American businesswoman, but she's played by a Scottish woman. But she did a pretty convincing American accent, but I could hear the Scottish slip through for certain words. I can't even remember which words, but I could just hear it poking through, and it was kind of funny to hear somebody do an American accent. And get it like 95% of the way. It was pretty funny. But she was great. The whole cast was very great. I don't go to the movies too often. But just Sheep Detective caught my eye, so. Feels good to finish any project. Yeah, it feels great. Feels great. I still have 2 more self-published books I gotta get done in the next couple weeks, or like months, 2 months or so, but I'll get it done. Do I want... Okay, we'll do the baby on this layer. This is such a funky color. I think this shape is good. Maybe I want a different color so I can actually see it a little better. Yeah. Let's do like so. Oh, and then in London I went and saw Matilda, so that's a play. I saw the Matilda musical, which was a riot. It was really interesting to see, because Matilda, the 90s movie, I read the book as a kid too, but I don't remember too much about it, to be honest with you. But the movie was one of my favorites. I think it's a favorite of every, like, 90s girl. But it was interesting to see, like, their version of, like, the sleazy car salesman dad was, like, this, like, head-to-toe crazy suit-wearing, like, British guy instead of, like, Danny DeVito. It was interesting. Matilda herself had a different kind of vibe to her. All the kids talk like reject Harry Potter characters, you know. That was a horrible accent, I'm so sorry to any British watchers. But they're all like high pitched and like, Mummy and Daddy say I'm very special, you know, that kind of like whiny bratty tone, which I think it was fitting for Matilda. Like, it was a different take on the story that I grew up with watching over and over again. The songs were pretty fun. When I Grew Up was really good. If you're a musical liker, like I am, I liked that one quite a bit. The sets were cool. Miss Trunchbull was played by this big, like, 6'4" tall man, which was great. Just towering over everyone. He had the slicked back bun and everything, yelling at all the kids. Miss Trunchbull was, like, the star of the show, I think, for me. Excellent. Whoops, I didn't want to make that a clipping mask. And I got to say that I saw a show on London's West End, so that was very exciting for me. Let's see, we have to move this below. To do a little rearranging here. Stop making it a clipping mask, stop it. Okay, that works, I think. Yeah, okay, that's good. Then we'll do a clipping mask for the white on his tummy. So in the UK, I did see 2 plays. It's like, oh, I don't go to that many plays, but I did 2. Though my only regret, I only have a few small regrets as far as like planning, because I I didn't plan much of anything on my trip. The only thing I actually planned ahead of time, more than a day in advance, was the fancy dinner I got, because you needed to reserve that like months out. So I did that, but everything else I just winged it. I would just wake up and look at Google Maps and go, oh, that looks cool, let me go check that out. And I just did that for a month, basically. So I didn't see a show at the Globe, like Shakespeare Theater, because you need to do that kind of in advance. You need to book that in advance. So they do have day of tickets, but they were totally sold out like every day that I tried. So I did not go see a show at the Globe, so I'll do that next time I'm in London. And I didn't get tickets for the Sky Gardens, which is like a free way to get a really good scenic view of London. And it's beautiful gardens up on a rooftop of a building. I did like the cheaper, not cheaper because it's all free. I did like the discount version of that where there's like a different building that's a little further away that also has a sky garden, but it's not as impressive. It can make crazy ideas work. The Penguin from Batman. Yeah, he absolutely killed the role in Matilda, and also he directed that movie, and it's so like fun and like creative, and I don't know, it's a great movie. I love Matilda. So I was stoked to go check out the British version of it in the West End. And that was like a last minute plan too. The night before I was just like, yeah, I kind of want to go see a musical. What's playing, you know? And it was between that or Phantom of the Opera. But I was solo, so I was like, I don't know, Phantom of the Opera feels like a romantic night out. And also I'm familiar with the show because I've seen the movie a billion times. I've seen like recordings of Phantom of the Opera live and stuff, so I knew quite a bit about it. I wanted to see something I wasn't as familiar with. And I didn't know any of the songs from the Matilda musical, so it was all new to me. So I went with that. And I think it was a good choice. Make that a little bit bigger. Cute. Okay. I got pretty decent seats, I think. Like, I had a pretty good view of the stage and everything. The thing with the UK is, like, the exchange rate really killed me. Because I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, oh, that's really not a bad price. And then I'm like, don't think about the fact that your money is worth, like, 25% less here, or, like, 20%, or whatever. Horrible exchange rate. So I'd buy stuff and I'm like, oh, it's only £50. It's like, oh, that's like $75. You know what I mean? So, a little brutal, the exchange rate, but I am glad I didn't take my one friend's advice, was like, take a bunch of cash out now, because the exchange rate's just going to get worse. The exchange rate ended up getting, like, 5 or 10 cents better between the time he said that and when I left, so actually my money was worth slightly more when I got there than had I actually done that and taken out cash. So I just got lucky there, but the exchange rate was brutal. But it was worth it. It was worth every penny. It was worth every quid. I would do it again in a heartbeat. Enjoy the rest of your night. Peace. You too. Peace. I think the exchange rate was like, I don't even know. I think it was like 70 cents for every pound or something. I don't know. My money was worth nothing over there. But you know, I want to do more world travel, so I feel like I'm knocking out the most expensive places first. Like, okay, we're gonna do London. We're gonna do, you know, hopefully next year I'll do Iceland. That's also very pricey. Though the flights to Iceland are actually really cheap, but it's all a scam because they want to get you to Iceland, because everything when you're in Iceland is super expensive. But the flights are cheap. You can do a round trip for like $400 or $500. It's nothing. I paid more to go from California to Michigan. There was one time I paid almost $700 to go from California to Michigan. Ridiculous. It wasn't even like close to Christmas time either. Insane. So it's insane to think I could go to Iceland for less than a domestic flight. But that's how they get you. That is how they get you. Though if it's just me, it's not so bad because I will stay in a hostel and I'll be fine. The hostel I had in Edinburgh was actually pretty nice. It was like a Japanese style pod. What wasn't nice is that it was on the 4th floor, which they didn't, I'm sure it said on the site in fine print, but I didn't think about it. I didn't think about the fact that I was going to Edinburgh, which like every building there is like old, and they don't do elevators anywhere. Whoops. So I made it so that I had my power bank and everything. I'm like, I'm not going back until the end of the night when I'm ready to pass out, because I'm not doing those stairs more than once a day. Because everything in Edinburgh is stairs and cobblestones and brutal. And this was after a month of walking like 10 miles a day. Like, I did a toll on my feet and legs. I don't think my foot's even fully recovered, to be honest. My right foot, the pinky toe and the one right before the ring toe still are a little sore after I walk. Like, it's not brutal like if it was when I first got back, but I don't think it's fully healed. I gotta walk and do stuff, so it's fine. I don't have pain when I'm walking, and I don't wake up with pain like I was earlier, so I think it's okay. But I'm definitely not walking 10 miles a day anytime soon. Ease into it. Did I undo? Oh yeah, I did the smile line here. Here we go. Let's get all the cleaned up line stuff on its own layer. Cute. Little cuties. Little cutie pies. And I want kind of a messier brush for the spots. Maybe, let's try the chalk one actually. Okay, that's not... Ooh, yeah, I like that. It's got a little bit of grit to it. Still spots, but a little messy. Like that. It's cute. It's cute. I rate it. And we'll do a couple more under the chinny chin chin. Maybe I want to thin this out a little bit, I think. 'Cause it's like a little too chunky. Let's try this. Maybe the other way, like thin it out on top. Maybe not have it directly under the chin. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. Something like that, and then move those spots around a smidge. Just erase them and do new spots. Chalk brush, cool. Just rough it up a little bit. A little sporadic in here. And then we'll do a couple spots on mom. We'll do a lot more on baby. There we go. Can't believe how much you walked and saw in a short time. You really got your money's worth. I did. I did not rest. I had hours of rest on each day where I would just sit at a coffee shop or whatever and recuperate, but I didn't have like days, entire days where I did nothing. I was always doing something. I made that worth every single penny. Maybe I should do a trip where I just sit on a beach and drink pina coladas instead and relax, but I'd rather see a bunch of stuff. I don't know. I relax at home all day. You know, I work from home in my pajamas, so when I go on vacation, I want to see a bunch of stuff. I want to go. I want to see these amazing things and talk to these people, and I don't know, just want to get out there and see it. I need to see more of the Highlands, though. That's, like, next time I'm in Scotland, I'm definitely doing more than just the one day tour of the Highlands, because that was amazing, and it was the crappiest weather I possibly could have had, I think. Except for, like, snow. That's the only thing that would have made it worse. And we did see snowflakes, but it wasn't, like, blizzard or anything. But it was the worst weather of all time, and it was still, like, one of the most memorable days of the whole trip, because it's just beautiful. Like, you can't even describe it. So if it's that beautiful when it's that crappy out, I can't imagine what it's like when it's like sunny and nice. It's just amazing. That might be the most beautiful place on Earth. I haven't seen all of the Earth yet, but it's got to be up there, right? Amazing. What's cool is it's the same mountain range from the same glacier or whatever from 500 million years ago. It's the same mountain range as the Appalachian Mountains, which I didn't know. With you on the Highlands. Oh my gosh. Beautiful. There's really nothing like it. Loch Ness was really cool too. I like that. What do we talk about now? Do you have blisters on your fingers? No, not yet. My thumb's a little sore, but I think that's because I spend too much time on my phone. See what I mean? Is like when I'm home, I'm like on my phone, chilling, drawing. So when I go on vacation, I'm not sitting around in a hotel or by the pool or whatever. I'm going. I'm going. No, all I'm doing at home is saving money for the next adventure, to be honest with you. For the next big trip. There we go. We'll do this layer. Right here. And then I would like to get to London and Liverpool again. And I love Glasgow. I love the cities. But I would love to see more of like the little villages and stuff in England and Scotland. Smaller towns and villages. They're all fairly well connected because it's such a smaller place than the US. But you can get to a lot of these small little places without a car pretty easily, so that's nice for me. It's not too bad to get anywhere by train. I had a friend of mine come visit me from northern, or like more north than Glasgow, Scotland, remote. It's a much smaller town, and he was able to get there very easily by train. And they have one running constantly, so trains and buses. I was able to I did a day trip to Stirling in Scotland, which was awesome. They have a castle up at the top of the hill. The whole thing is like a big hill that winds up to the top of it's a castle. So I did that for a day trip, which was really cool, and that was really easy to get to on the train. Just pop on the train, go do a little adventure in Stirling, wind your way up to the castle, have the nice relaxing walk all the way back down the hill, and then take the train back to Glasgow. It was cool. Rocky Mountain Range, I got deep in my soul forever. I've heard that's beautiful too. Another thing to see. Maybe I need to do more domestic trips, especially if jet fuel prices are going to go crazy. But I've wanted to go to Iceland for like years and years and years and years and years, so that's been really on my mind. That's got to be the next adventure. I feel like I'm getting the expensive, hard to do stuff out of the way. I feel like it's easy to do US domestic trips at any point in your life, age, whatever, you slow down, whatever, but like getting on a plane to go 12 hours somewhere overseas, like you got to do that when you're a little bit younger, I think, because I'm not going to have the patience to do that when I'm like 50, 60. I'll do a short flight when I'll see every 50 states, I'll see every US state when I get older. But I got to do the long haul flights while I still have the patience for it. And the butt that can handle being on the plane for 12 hours. Gotta do it now. And the desire to go overseas. I still would like to get to like, Japan and Thailand too. It'd be fun. Love to see Australia. There's a lot of places I want to go. Germany, because there's a couple theme parks I want to do there. France and Italy and Greece. Portugal. A lot of Europe I want to see. Do it while you can. I did. I know, it's where I get it from, the travel bug. I don't get that from Mom. She went to England once like 20 years ago and she's still posting about it. I want to go to the Cotswolds so bad just so I can get pictures of me in the same by the same cottages that Mom's had on Facebook for the last like 20 years. I don't know, I find that so funny. It's like constantly the Facebook header picture or whatever is the same picture of the cottage from Cotswolds or whatever. It's like, yep, you did see that. I definitely have more of an adventurous spirit for cities than I think either of you do, but in general, I do like to travel. So that's from you. Alright, we'll do another clipping mask for the top of the ice cream cone. We'll do this brush. And then I kind of want to work out the limited color palette in the corner of this canvas here in a second when I get these flats finally in here. And let's do these polka dots on the little container here. Make them a little bit cleaner. Even sized, but ditzy, uneven spacing, I think. Or even-ish size. Not perfect, but... Hate cities, love the mountains, towns, and people. I like a little bit of everything. I think the older I get, the more I appreciate the outdoors and like the more remote areas and stuff. But I've always been a city girl at heart. I love the architecture, I love the art museums, the culture, easy access to cool restaurants, and like I like the little nooks and crannies, especially in Europe. You get these little alleyways that are like cobblestone and have these cool like entrances into the shops and stuff. I love that kind of thing. Love it, love it, love it. And it's not as car centric, so you can kind of walk everywhere and not worry about getting hit by anybody. It's pretty nice. I definitely am interested to see what the people in the UK are like in the smaller villages and stuff, but everybody in the cities was super nice. Well, London people are very, like, mind their own business. They're not rude. I think that's kind of a stereotype, is people say people in London are rude. I don't think they're rude. They're just kind of busy. Not like New Yorkers where it's like, I'm walking here, or they're yelling at you. It's just, they're busy. Same with Edinburgh. They got their own stuff going on, or they're tourists. But Glaswegians, the Scottish people of Glasgow, very friendly. They'll just come up and chat with you, which took me a while to get used to, because like in Chicago, if somebody's chatting you up, they're trying to sell you something, they're trying to scam you, they're trying to hit on you, they want something from you. So I learned to ignore people and just keep walking. But in Glasgow, they just want to chat because they're just nice and friendly people that want to chat. So that was kind of nice. Same in Liverpool. The people there are very, very friendly. Those might be the nicest people on the earth, actually, is Scousers. Very, very friendly people. I want to fix the head shape here, because this is bugging me. Why did it end up like this? It needs to come like... There needs to be like a brow type shape there. Maybe not that pronounced. Let me look at the photo real quick. It kind of goes back. Let me erase a little bit of this, and then maybe move that whipped cream down a little bit. It's just bugging me. Let's move the whipped cream down a smidge, or squish it or something. Squish, maybe rotate, cover up a little bit. Oh, I don't want it to, maybe if I overlap it fully, that's okay. Yeah, I think that's okay. Just didn't want to form a tangent there. There we go. I think all the basic shapes are done. So let's go up the opacity of everything. And then let's start fixing these colors and making them nice and cute. I was so impressed by London, like, I really didn't know what it was going to feel like being there. You know, I can almost feel like what a place is going to feel like by watching videos of it and getting all the information about where to go and what to do from YouTube, but like London was just totally different than what I expected. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's so much bigger and more full and more dynamic. I don't know. I don't have the right words for it, but it's just so different than what I thought it was going to be. Really, really love London. If I had unlimited money, I would move there, but I do not, so I won't. Did you ever visit Penny Lane? I did not, but I walked by a bunch of different, there was Beatles statues and memorabilia and stuff everywhere, and I walked by the Cavern Club, I think, which is where they used to perform before they were like huge, I think was the story. They have a bunch of plaques and stuff about all the different #1 hits that came out of Liverpool artists and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. I think it's the city with the most #1 hits in the whole world of like artists that grew up there that went on to be huge. Not just the Beatles, like tons of artists. I think these are all alpha locked. But there's no shortage of Beatles stuff anywhere in Liverpool, I'll tell you that. Everywhere is like a Beatles statue or some art or something. So if you're a Beatles fan, there's plenty. But that's a really beautiful city. I liked it a lot. The people there are great. The food was great. I like the docks they have, the Royal Albert docks they have with all the shops. It's a really cool place. Alright, we're going to pick a chocolatey brown that's just dark enough to be interpreted as black, but not super dark. I think this might be right. Maybe a little bit softer, like this. I think that's about right. And then our pink is going to be like the background, but maybe a little bit more saturated. So like this. And then I want like a cream color in here as well. So let's do like that. Like Neapolitan ice cream colors. Love your art and relaxing style music. Gotta go now. Good night. Good night. Sleep well. Let's blend these colors to get some more in the palette like this. Okay, I think this is a good palette. I think we'll stick to this. Alright. We're gonna add some of this cream to the whipped cream. We can use plain white and plain black too. I think we'll use the round render mostly for the colors to keep it nice and soft. Soft and squishy. Get more of that cream. Ooh, I want to add some cookies to the ice cream on his head too. I forgot to do that. I have the sprinkles, but I need some little cookies and cream bits. So let's real quick. We're gonna do the same chalk brush, I think, and we'll do slightly bigger chunks in between these sprinkles, like so. Like so. And then some smaller spots just to give a little, like a vanilla bean or something kind of texture. Okay, I think that looks pretty cute. The Beatles changed the game. They're the ones that told us peace and love music are important. I mean, it's considered the greatest band of all time for a reason, right? By a lot of people, anyway. Definitely one of the most influential. I have a photo somewhere on my phone of me doing like a rock-on type pose with one of the many Beatles sculptures that were there. I love your art. Thank you. I appreciate that. Let's do this brush actually for the actual penguin. I think for the ice cream bits I'll stay with the smooth brush, and then for the penguin I'll do this chalk brush. And then maybe let's mix in this other tone just to get a little variety of tone. There, I think that looks pretty good. And it looks grayish. Actually, the baby should be a little bit lighter. So let's lighten him up with this gray tone. I like that fading into the brown, actually. See, this is the kind of colors I want going on in my abstract paintings. I love that. That texture too. That's delicious. Love that. We'll do darker for Mama. She's not a juvenile, so she's got her darker feathers. We'll do this darker, like pinkish for the highlight. And then maybe a slightly deeper tone at the bottom. We want her to be noticeably a shade or two darker than the baby. And then the beaks, same kind of idea. We're just going to copy the colors from the wings, I think. Baby's is pretty gray. I might make his face a little lighter with the chalk brush, just so you can see the beak. When I get that color changed, where's Mama's body shape? Down here. Do the same color here. We'll do the darker tone at the bottom, fade it up to, oh, we'll put this color in here so this fades a little more seamlessly here. And this pinkish Hilda. Oh, I've seen clips of it. It's very pretty. Very pretty show. Cute, cute art style. Oops. There we go. We're gonna lighten up this face a little bit with the chalk brush, but maybe that's too light of a color. I just want you to be able to see her eye, you know? Maybe a little bit darker. Okay, I think that's okay. I think the black is legible on that. Yeah, that looks okay. Hilda's wonderful. We watch it often. Glad you and Bean like it. Maybe I should make that wing a little bit darker, actually. Mama's wing. A little darker on the edge. Maybe a little bit darker. Twig the deer fox. He sounds cute. Is that an animal hybrid? That looks okay. Could be better, but that's alright. And you can see the definition of the wing, so I think that's working for me. What was I going to do next? Maybe I should just work from the top down. I think these are just the speckles and the black lines, so that can all stay solid black. That's fine. Cookies and cream, that can stay the way it is. The spots, I would like to make cream color. Or no, I'll make them pink, because the cup can be cream color, because otherwise it won't stand out on the pink background. Spots can be pink. And the sprinkles can be pink. Maybe a different shade. A little bit more saturated on the edges to pop out a little bit better. That's cute. The whipped cream is fine. The wings are fine. The beaks. I did the babies and didn't do the mamas. Now Mama's is darker on top and then white or like pink faded into white on the bottom. We'll do white here, or like cream, and then pink at the end and like blend. Make sure it's white here so you can actually see it against the pink background. And then it's a little bit of black at the end too, like that. And then just clean up the top. There. And that looks alright. That looks alright. I think that's the beaks, and then the cheeks. Beaks and cheeks. Make the cheeks baby pink. Maybe a little bit more saturated. Cute. Now let me think. Maybe I'll make this cream, and then I'll do a more saturated pink for the wrapper here. I'll steal the pink from the cheeks and see how that looks. A little bit more saturated on the edge. That looks cute. Now what to do for the cone color, so maybe like this. It's not quite orange enough, so I'm gonna cheat my color palette just a smidge. We want like a beige, and then maybe white on the edge. Not crazy about that. Maybe it'll look better when the penguin belly is cream color. We'll see that in a minute. Can always change it. And then I'll use that brown for like a shading color. It's not perfect, but alright, let me get the other colors changed and then we'll come back to it. Can always just fix it. Do cream color belly. We'll make Mama's belly pure white because I like that you can see the baby's belly on Mom's. We're going to clean this up though. Right here, because it's not quite lined up where it's supposed to be. I think that looks good. Beautiful. Let's fix the rest of baby's coloring. A nice light gray. And we'll brighten up the face a little bit with the chalk brush. Right here, soften him up a little. Cute, what a little cutie. What a little sweetie pie. I love him. Alright, this little wingy here. Just want to define that. Maybe I'll use the chalk brush for that too, actually. Like, soften that up. Beautiful. And we'll add a little bit more texture to a little baby here. A little bit of texture. Isn't he just darling? Yeah, I'm not feeling the ice cream cone color, but let me change this other stuff real quick. This rim of this cup should be cream color, but we're going to make it a little bit darker here so it doesn't blend into baby's body. That's good. Keep it like a shadow there. And then the cup should be cream color with the pink dots. I think that's kind of cute, actually. Maybe we make the rim bright white on the edges instead of cream. Oh, that's better, actually. That's better. I like the solid cream. I don't want to mess with that too much. Maybe a touch of white in there. Just add a little something, a little dimension. A little bit of this pink in here. There, I think that's cute. I'm not crazy about the cone color, but I don't want to add a new color into the mix, so let me just play with stuff. Because I like the limited palette. I think adding another color will make that too much of a focus. So let me just mess around with these colors a little bit, see what I can do. Maybe I make the cone pink. Ooh, I kind of like the pink cone. I think that works, actually. Better than the brown, which was kind of cheating the palette anyway. I think the pink's actually pretty cute. With like hints of brown in it. I think that works. But I'll have to change the color of... I think I'll have to make this white and then make the swirl pink. Or the little whatever. This thing pink. Alright, I think that's going to work better. Bring some of the pink in. I just don't want it to get lost in the background. But I think that's dark enough it's not an issue. And I can also fade, the background can be a little lighter at the bottom. Add a little something to that. Let's actually do that now. Let's add a little bit of lightness and brightness. Add a little color variety here. Real subtle, but then maybe a little bit of that saturated pink at the top. Let me get rid of the color palette layer. Ooh, and I want to move everything up and center it, but I'm gonna have to put everything in a group to do that, which is very annoying, but I think worth the hassle. Because Procreate doesn't let you just select a bunch of stuff at once. It's like Photoshop to move it. So I'm gonna have to sit here and manually add. There's got to be a way to hold on. Let me Google how to add. There's got to be like a quick gesture to add everything to a group. There has to be. All right, hold on. Stand by. You think I know how to do something like this, but select multiple layers, put in group, Procreate. To group multiple layers, open the layers menu, swipe right on each layer you want to combine, and tap the group button. Okay. Let's try that. Group? Where did that go? Hello? Oh, did it like put it in a new... What am I missing here? I'm just gonna do it the way I was doing it, because... I'll figure that out on my own time. What even happened? Why is this... Okay, I'll figure it out. The background layer I don't want in this group. I want that down on the bottom. Hello. There we go. I just want to shrink them a little bit, center them. This is just what you gotta do to do things in Procreate. A minor inconvenience, but then I'll have to re-clipping mask that stuff, but a small price to pay. I guarantee there's a significantly faster way to do this, but whatever. I'll fix the clipping masks momentarily. Come on. Oh my gosh, put it in the group. So irritating. Okay. How many more of these? Can I do it this way? Okay, that's a little bit faster. Plunk. 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 Okay. Now I can grab all these. Let me actually duplicate. Can I duplicate the whole stack? Okay, cool. Let me clipping mask everything to everything. Clipping mask. Clipping mask. Where's the other one? Clipping mask. I think that's all I need. Actually, delete this and then duplicate this one. Hide. And then we're gonna flatten. And then I can just easily move the whole thing around. Center. Good. Let's see how it looks on your guys' end, because it's a little bit different. It still looks pretty good on your guys' end, to be honest. Maybe make the background a little bit darker. Maybe. Let's just see. Ooh, that makes it look like muddy. I don't know if I care for that. There's gotta be. If I desaturate it? If I saturate it. If I saturate it a little bit brighter, it kind of brightens up the whole picture without having to change very much. I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Now let's try a nice noise layer on everything, because you know I love doing a noise layer on everything I do. Let's check our values too. Easy way to check values. Throw a black layer on and set the mode to color. Is there anything that looks like it's like fading into anything else or hard to read? Zoomed out. The cup against the background definitely is tough. So maybe I'll do like a darker pink in the left corner, because that's like getting lost. The cup is. Everything else I think is okay and pretty clear. Even like the baby and mama fur blending into, or feathers blending into each other, I think is okay. I don't think that's that big of a deal, to be honest. But the cup against the background is kind of throwing me. So let's see what we can do about that. We'll do a new layer on the background. Let's bring some of that pink in. Down in the left corner, maybe a little bit darker just under the cup. And then let's see how that looks. Already that's much easier to read, and it kind of looks like a shadow underneath everything. Maybe just under this side, so it's like the light's coming from the right, but we're not really adding lighting to this, are we? But I think just that little pop made that cup quite a bit easier to read. I think that's pretty cute. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's cute. So I'm gonna sign it with a new signature I'm trying out just for funsies, because why not? I'm trying to make the A's funky. I don't know why. I'm on a kick of like trying to make my signature funkier. It doesn't really matter at all, but why not? And then a little matching swirl for the eye. I kind of like adding these little things to the ends of the letters too. I don't know what that's about, but I think it's okay for a signature. It can be messy. It's a signature, who cares? I'm gonna clean up just this little bit. I like the idea of the A's being like swirlies and then the I having a swirl on it. I think it's a cute idea. It's kind of like the Disney D, because when I was a kid, everybody says it looks like the letter G, the D. I always thought it was like a stylized lowercase d. Like D. I don't know. When it's a capital D. So I guess that's the inspiration. I'm gonna distort it so it wraps around the Aaron a little bit better. Alright, that's fine. And then alpha lock that so it's not so obnoxious. Tone it down with a nice pink there. And then lower the opacity. Cute. Okay, I think I pulled off a finished piece in like an hour and a half. Yeah, you thought it was a G. A lot of people do. They think it looks like Giznep. I'm gonna just write it just how I see it in my mind's eye. It's like, I thought it was a lowercase d with like a swirl, and then Disney. But I could see people seeing it as like a backwards G because it had that like thing in it to make it the capital D. I don't know. The Disney G. Gisnep. Gisnep. Because the Y had a weird thing too, doesn't it? It goes like that. I think. Let me do it from my memory just for fun because I'm just kind of killing time here now. I think Disney looks like that with like a loop in the Y. Gisnep. Yeah, I kind of see it. But anyway, I always thought it was a lowercase d. What else could I add to this to spruce it up? I think it's pretty good as is, honestly. I don't want to start a new piece because I don't really have time to start a new entire thing. Maybe I'll just doodle for fun. Let's just doodle. I got a half hour to doodle. Why not? Consider it warm up for the painting I'm gonna start trying to do after stream. I don't know. I want to try sketching with a different brush. See what that feels like. This chalk one's kind of interesting. Let's do like a nice creamy mocha background color. What's the image that just popped into my mind? I was thinking food animal hybrids still. I was thinking some kind of like hot chocolate or latte or something, and some kind of creature that's the marshmallow poking out. But what kind of creature could it be? It could be a tiny little bear in a cup. It could be a pup in a cup, like one ear sticking out. A pup in a cup with spots. It could be a little kitty cat. I don't know, just my mind's eye saw a cute animal in a cup. And I'm just doodling for fun. Hedgehog hot cocoa? A hedgehog. That's cute. Or tiny kitties. Kitties are great, but I feel like everybody draws cats because they are like the cutest things ever. So let's do a hedgehog, because I think they're underappreciated. Let me look up a hedgehog. A hedgehog. Oh, he's so cute. Oh, what a treat to look at this little guy. Here, I'm gonna put him on all your screens and bless you all. This little ball of a man. Here, let's delete these. Yes, delete. Delete, delete, delete. And we'll do a sketch of a little hedgehog in a cup. Browse. Everybody look at how tiny and pink his little feet are. Look at him! What a little baby. Okay, we're gonna stick him over here. We like to float in baths too. Yeah, he's just floating. He's in a good pose for floating in a thing of hot cocoa too. He's having a little spa day. Alright, I'm just gonna very roughly sketch and we'll see what happens. If it doesn't turn into anything today, that's okay. We'll have something ready for next week. Rough sketching. He's got kind of a heart-shaped face. Little nose. Beady eyes. This brush being so square makes it so silly for sketching, but whatever. We're just trying something different. Little ear, little ear. That's such a weird face shape. I feel like I gotta like stretch this out. Like that. He's got more forehead than that. The proportions of cuteness are such a delicate thing. Something like that. The eyes are so scary. I think I have to go to my regular sketch brush. I tried something different, but there's all reliable for a reason. Let's do sketch render taper. Too small. Okay. We're getting too messy with the sketches. Too messy. See, this is why I gotta get into abstract painting, is I'm itching to go like real loose. It doesn't really work for this style of art. I just want to like make messy marks and stuff. It could be a latte or a hot cocoa. I just want to like do the weird contemporary art stuff where they make like random marks like this all over the canvas with like graphite and charcoal and stuff. That's what I'm itching to do. We're gonna hide that initial layer because I don't think it's doing anything for us. I tried a new brush, I really did. I want to have his little feeties sticking out the cup like that. And then maybe one little arm over the edge, like he's chilling. The other one over here. And there's like a couple little ripples visible. It's like right to the edge with the latte or hot cocoa or whatever he's in. We're not going to make this real beautiful tonight. We're just doing ideas. Just an idea. I love how wide and squished this whole like muzzle area looks. It looks like a big squished like diamond shape to me. And then here's one eye. And here's another. We want him to look relaxed, but I don't want to close his eyes because I like his little beady eyes, so maybe we just make his smile really big. Like this. Very silly. Maybe half-lidded, like, ah, so relaxing. I do like his little beady eyes, but a little sizzle. A little steam. I don't know how I feel about the, like, this kind of smile. Maybe just happy. With some blushy red all over because he's, like, overheating. Happy little smile. Maybe beadier eyes is the way to go. Teeny. Small. And I want this to be very obviously like heart-shaped because I think that's cute. He looks ridiculous. We'll get there. I promise we'll find the cute ratio of everything. Let me try closing his eyes. It might be cuter with the closed eyes. Oh yeah. It's cuter with the closed eyes. Sorry, beady eyes. It's just cuter. He looks so relaxed now. I tried. Listen, I tried. I love the beady eyes on him. They're really cute, but you gotta tell the story, and the story is he's relaxing, and he looks much more relaxed with the closed eyes. He's chillin'. Little teeny feeties. He's gotta have little tiny toes, and they gotta be pink and small. He's got long back toes, but I'm going to make them real simple like that because I think it's cute. We're going to make him very simple in general. What kind of design on the cup, I wonder? Some kind of flower pattern, maybe? Or maybe make it like swirly, like old like Panera Bread, Starbucks, like Tuscan Village Coffee House kind of vibe. So we can do some warm reds and greens and oranges and things like that. Colors I'm really into lately. I think that's pretty cute. And we can make the shapes a little bit more chunky and funky and still simple. Let's just pick, I don't know, any old color. The closed eyes looks extra comfy cozy. Yeah, I agree. We're gonna keep him comfy cozy. That, on TikTok they always use the Norah Jones song, for like Tuscan Global Village Coffee House vibes. Waited till I saw the sun. Don't know why I didn't come. You know, it's giving that cozy coffee house. The old school Starbucks and Panera Bread color schemes. Reminds me of Borders bookstore before they shut down. R.I.P. R.I.P. Borders. Barnes & Noble just isn't the same. It's just not. Definitely not going to finish this tonight, but I think this is the seed of something worth finishing next week. Or caterpillar cakes, whatever. Whatever the 5 people who watch me feel like doing. We'll see. Man, this cheek looks so pink. What is the deal with this cheek? Like, this cheek's got pink. Why is this one, like, such a hot spot? And it's only on OBS, too, because on my regular webcam, my mirror, and my phone, it doesn't look this... Whatever. It's really not that serious, but every time I see it, I'm like, dang, it looks like I got an injury. Whatever. That's just how my face looks. Live with it. Alright. That shape on that side. Similar on that side. There we go. I'm not gonna lie, folks. All 2 of you that are here, 3. I'm getting pretty hungry, so. I've been thinking about food and ice cream and coffee shops and, like, pastries and stuff. My stomach's grumbling, so I might call it here for tonight. But I did finish an entire piece in one sitting, which I think is pretty good, and got a pretty good head start, I think. I think this one's gonna be pretty cute. I'll have to think of stuff to put around him, or in the background, perhaps. I'll have to brainstorm that. Maybe do, like, I don't know, in the background, maybe have a window, so you can have some raindrops, and some street lights, and bokeh type effects, and I don't know, maybe over here is, like, some vague framed photo, and, like, a little coffee table and a chair, like, I don't know, set the vibes up, you know, make it like a lo-fi beats to study to type chill thing, you know? You feel me? Something like that. We'll do some rain. We'll do something warm and cozy. We'll make it feel like autumn, just as summer's about to start. Because I like autumn better. So it's autumn when I say it is. Let me put the other picture up on the screen here. Here we have the finished Mama and Baby Cookies and Cream Sundae ice cream cone cuteness picture. I think they look pretty adorable. And then we have the work in progress hedgehog hot cocoa, hedgehog latte, what have you. Ooh, maybe I'll do, let me sketch it so I don't forget what I had in mind. I'll do like a croissant or something over here. Or a cookie, or I don't know. Some BS on plates to set the whole scene up to make it like a full thing instead of just character on plain background. We'll jazz it up a little. It'll be cute. It'll be cute, I promise. So that's me for tonight. I'm gonna get off and go get something to eat. So I will see all you fine folk next weekend. Peace out. I always do this and then wait a few seconds so it doesn't cut off, but it's gonna cut off in the middle of the sentence. Just watch.